Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time visiting me here, hi, I'm Maria and I'm so glad that you are joining me. I just drank a bunch of coffee, so I'm a little bit jittery, but I'm really excited to film this video for you guys. I've been pumped for this one, so today I'm going to be sharing with you all my decade goals, so where I want to be in 10 years and things that I want to accomplish in the next 10 years. It was really fun to curate this list of all the things that I want to do with my life in the next 10 years. I am going to be 20 this year in 2020. I am super excited. My birthday is coming up in a few days actually. So when 2030 rolls around, well, it's crazy saying that, but I will be 29 years old, almost 30 years old. I turned 30 a few weeks after New Year's Day. So before we get into my list of decade goals, make sure you subscribe down below and hit the little notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future uploads, and maybe you will still be here with me in 2030 when I reflect on all of these goals, because I'm hoping to do that. Hopefully I'll still be making videos for you guys, but that is a long time away. Okay, so number one is kind of basic, but I want to graduate undergrad before I turn 30. I don't think that one is going to be hard to achieve because I'm already like a little over halfway through. I only have 3 semesters left after this semester ends. So I should finish undergrad pending everything goes well, but that is one of my goals, obviously, to graduate college. So hopefully that will get done. Number 2 is kind of something that I want to do while I'm either still in undergrad or maybe like just after college, or continue to do in future years, but it is to either study abroad or do like a medical mission volunteer trip abroad. I really love the idea of going to different countries and just providing medical service to the people that live there for either a week or a few weeks. It's something that I really want to do. I love experiencing different cultures and especially helping people. I don't think that I am equipped to do a whole semester abroad. I love being home, and where I go to school now, it is close to my home where I grew up. So I don't know if I could handle a whole semester abroad by myself. Maybe if I did it with like a few people that I am friends with or people that I was close with, but I don't think that I could go by myself to a different country for a whole semester. So I really want to do like at least a week, maybe up to like 3 weeks abroad, maybe in the summertime or something, or like over spring break 1 year, and just go to a different country and provide some medical service there. So that is one of my goals for the next decade. Hopefully it gets achieved while I'm still in undergrad or maybe right out of undergrad. Number 3 is another school related one. Don't worry, this is the last of the school stuff, but I want to get accepted into PA school and become a PA in the next 10 years. I'm hoping to do it within like the next 5 years max, but we'll see how life goes. I don't know what it has to throw at me, but I do want to be a PA. For all of you that are new here, I'm on the physician assistant track in school right now, so I'm very, very excited to continue furthering my career and eventually be a PA. It's something that I've wanted for a really long time, so I'm hoping that that happens in this decade. Number 4 is to have a house or an apartment or a townhouse or something with Nico in the next 10 years. This stuff isn't necessarily like in order. Obviously, I don't really know what order I want it to happen in, but sometime in the next 10 years I want the 2 of us to have a place together, just us, and I think it'll be so fun, and I'm excited for when that happens. It's not happening anytime soon because I am still in school and pretty young, but in the upcoming years I do want to have a place together. Where, I don't know, but I definitely want to have something small, just the 2 of us. I kind of have the mentality of having like a smaller like house or a townhouse or an apartment or something before having like my forever home. I don't necessarily want our first place together to be our forever home unless it's like something that we can financially afford or something. So we'll see how life goes, but I definitely want to have somewhere for the 2 of us in the next 10 years. Preferably, I want us to move in together like within the next 5 or 6 years. So number 5 actually goes along with the last one and the one before that about going to PA school, but I really love the idea of moving somewhere else for a few years. Right now, I don't have anywhere that I necessarily want to go to PA school. Obviously, I've looked at some places like in this area, but I am completely open to going somewhere else for school. I have been in this city my whole life. I was born here, raised here, I now go to college here. So I kind of just want to experience something else. I feel like it's really beneficial to just live somewhere else and explore somewhere new and find different things that you like. So I really would honestly like to maybe go to PA school somewhere else that is not near here. I wouldn't be opposed to going out of state and moving somewhere, or even working somewhere after completing PA school for like a few years. I would definitely like to come back here at some point and raise a family here, just because all of my family is here and I don't want to be the oddball that doesn't live in town. But I am not opposed to moving somewhere else for a few years. I really don't care where either. I definitely want it to be somewhere that gets snow, but not somewhere that is like really, really cold all year round. So a nice mix, but I don't want to live like at the beach, really. I don't think I love going to the beach, but just as trips here and there, I don't see myself living there all the time. I really love the city of Boston. I've only been there like 2 times, but I absolutely love it there. I love all of the New England states, and I'm not opposed to moving like more out west either, like near the mountains in Colorado or something. I'm really open to anywhere, so I'm excited to see where life takes me. And obviously, if I do go to PA school somewhere else, ideally I would like Nico to move with me, especially if I'm going to be living there for a while for school and maybe to work for a year or 2 after that. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to move somewhere together and just experience somewhere else, because I think it's good to get out of the place that you've been your whole life. Number 6 is get a dog. So I do have a dog now. He is half Maltese, half Shih Tzu, and we got him when I was in like 6th grade. So he's getting a little bit old, but he is super cute and I love him. But obviously he lives at my house, at home where my family is, and he's kind of like our family dog. Like, he's my dog as well, but not like my dog, you know? So I do want to either get a dog maybe here at my apartment at some point, or Nico and I get a dog together once we live together. So I am very excited for that to happen in the future. My dog now, obviously he's pretty tiny, but I'm not opposed to getting a bigger dog. I actually think I want to get a bigger dog, not too huge, but something that is a little bigger than the dog I have now. The problem is I am pretty allergic to dogs most of the time, so I would prefer to get something that is hypoallergenic, so I'm not congested and sneezing all the time and having itchy eyes. A lot of the dogs that Nico likes aren't hypoallergenic, but I actually like a lot of the hypoallergenic dogs. Like, I am obsessed with like the Bernese Mountain Dog and Poodle mix, the Bernedoodle. I think that they are so cute and so fluffy, and I would love to have one of those, but they're not Nico's favorite dogs. So we'll see how that goes. That'll have to be something that we figure out. And if not, I'll just get a dog by myself. Maybe I will have one here at my apartment at some point, but I do know that it is a lot to take care of and balance with a dog, especially with school now and in the future. I don't know how confident I am in taking care of a dog, since I will be pretty busy and have a kind of wild work schedule, at least at the beginning, so we'll see how that goes. Number 7 is get engaged. I would definitely like to be engaged within the next 10 years. Nico and I have been dating for, it'll be 5 years in 5 days, so a pretty long time, and obviously getting engaged is something that we've talked about because we've been together so long, and I definitely think we will get engaged in this decade. I would preferably like to get engaged by the time I'm 25, so within like the next 5 years, but we'll just see what happens. I'm really excited for that chapter of our lives, and you will definitely be in the loop whenever it happens. And going along with the last point, number 8, is get married. This is another one of those things that I obviously want to happen in the next decade, and I would like to get married by the time I'm like 26 max. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I am super excited to be engaged and married at some point in this decade. It's something that I've like looked forward to my whole life. I think I'm totally like ready for the next chapter of my life. I obviously love being in school and learning, but I'm ready to just like have a place and be engaged and married and have a job and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited to hopefully get married this decade. Number 9 is a little bit off the wall and different than the previous ones, but I would love to have a cabin somewhere in the next 10 years. I don't necessarily want to live in a cabin in the middle of the woods because I like being near people and having neighbors, but I definitely want to have a cabin hopefully within the next 10 years if it is financially possible. I just want to have somewhere that is cute and cozy and that we can go for like the holidays or just for a weekend getaway to explore nature and just be in nature. I love the look of like cozy cabins in the wintertime, especially ones with like big windows and like a nice view of trees and snow outside. So that is something that I really want in my future. Obviously, I'm hopeful that it can happen within the next 10 years, but it's again something that is really dependent on my and Nico and I's financial status in the next 10 years. So we'll see if that happens. I definitely would love it to be somewhere that is pretty cold and that gets a lot of snow because I just think that sort of cabin life is so fun. And ideally I would like to have it before we have kids so that we can kind of just enjoy it, the two of us, and have like family and friends over before children are in the picture. But we'll just see what happens. But that is something that I'm really excited about. And if it doesn't happen in the next 10 years, I would definitely like to get a cabin somewhere at some point in my life. And lastly, number 10 is either have a baby or be pregnant by the end of this decade. I know it sounds really crazy to say, and most of the people that know me, like my family and stuff, that are watching this right now are probably like, whoa, and telling me to stop talking, but I definitely want to have kids in the next 10 years. I've always wanted to have my first kid by the time I'm 30 years old, and I will almost be 30 whenever 2030 hits, so I'm hoping that that is in my future. I love children, and I can't wait to have kids of my own. Well, I can wait, but I also can't wait, and I'm just really excited for that chapter of my life, but I am okay waiting for a while. If I am fortunate enough to have my own kids, which I really hope that I am planning on that happening like around the 28, 29, 30 year mark. I also am really open to adoption. Even if I am able to have my own children, I would still like to adopt a child. I just love kids so much, and I feel like I have so much love to give to children, especially once I have kids of my own. So I would really love to adopt a child. I just think that it's something so special, and I just want to be able to love a child the way that they are supposed to be loved. And I'm so excited for that to happen at some point in my life. Depending on if I have my own children, by the time 2030 rolls around, I don't know if I will be ready or able to bring another child into my life through adoption, but it is definitely something that I want to do at some point in my life, hopefully within the next 2 decades. I would really love to have my own children and also 1 or 2 adopted kids as well, because that's just something that I have wanted for the longest time and something that I am really hopeful that I'm able to do. So that concludes all of my goals for the next decade. I didn't really put anything too specific on this list because I have no idea where my life will go in the next 10 years, but I am hopeful that I will achieve all of these things and more in the next 10 years. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and liked hearing more about me and kind of getting to know me better. I know some of these things are things that I've probably mentioned before, but I just think it is fun to share more of my life with you guys and more of my personal goals, not necessarily my goals for YouTube. Obviously, in the next 10 years, I hope I'm still making YouTube videos, and I hope I have a bigger following and so that I'm able to reach more of you guys, because this is just something that I love to do and an aspect of my life that I want to continue no matter what happens. But I like sharing too with you guys the goals that I have for my life outside of this social media YouTube realm. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you will subscribe before you leave, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye!